How's it going, everybody? It's Charlie, and welcome back to another installment of Bitesize Leeds on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. Hope everyone is doing all right today, as always. But just before we get into today's installment, smash a like on this video if you can, if you wouldn't mind. Please subscribe if you're brand new as well, and share all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, as you always do. We've got a few things that I'd like to cover today. It's a bit of a mixture, actually. It's not all transfer news today, which is interesting. So I really hope that you all, enjoy it and share all of your thoughts on everything that I discuss. As I said, you always do. My comments are always pretty stats, and I do read them all. So yeah, let's just dive straight in with the thing that I wanted to speak about firstly, and that is last night's friendly against Blackpool. Obviously, I was at the game. It was just good to be at a football game again, if I'm honest. The York Community Stadium. It's a small stadium, but it's a nice stadium. The pitch looked really, really good. To be fair, I know that's kind of a strange thing to comment on, but the pitch did look really good. Obviously, you've probably seen on my socials, I did manage to get a cheeky picture with Jack Harrison and Liam Cooper. Harrison was pre-game and Cooper was after the game. Um, Obviously, I did try to get a photo with Marsh, but everyone, like a lot of kids, a lot of parents and stuff, just round Marsh as soon as he got off. So I thought I'd grab Jack for a picture. And I must say, smelt really nice. I don't fancy him, by the way. But yeah, on to the game itself. Look, I'm going to caveat a few times by saying, yes, I know it's a friendly, and yes, I know it's Blackpool, but we looked really good. We did. From the get-go, I was happy with the team selection. Obviously, I knew that. Well, I mean, I was hoping that we might have seen a little bit of a cameo from the likes of Aronson and such, but then I did remember that they only actually went back to training on Monday, didn't they? So they were never going to feature. Obviously, Patrick Bamford wasn't in the squad as well, which raises certain alarms on if he's injured again. Because they did have that behind closed doors game against Stoke where he actually did score the only goal of the game. But let's just hope that he's not made of glass again this season, which would only emphasise that we need a striker, which I'll get onto in a little bit. But the game itself, Mark Rocker was the only new signing that we saw. Very impressed with Mark Rocker. Really, really impressed. Again, I know it's Blackpool. I know, don't at me. But yeah, Mark Rocker looked really good. Comfortable on the ball. Really good in transition. Likes to pick up that little bit of pocket of space from the defence and midfield. Always looking for the ball, always, having a look at options further down the pitch. Thought, even though he's a centre back, I thought him and Robin Koch had a really good understanding. They just seemed to know where each other were, and Pascal as well. We saw my preferred centre back partnership of Pascal Strauch and Robin Koch, and I must say I thought they did really well. As much as I did have a photo with Coops and it seemed like a nice bloke, Koch and Strauch is definitely my preferred centre back partnership. I thought Cody Drame at right back impressed me as well. Really, really good performance from Cody. Firpo was okay. I mean, I know he scored, but there was still times where we were getting skinned down that left hand side, and I was just thinking, "Come on, Junior! Don't dive in to people." You just knew what he were going to do, and that you could tell that there was one point where he got proper skimmed by this Blackpool kid, and I said to my uncle, the player had hold up ball, and I said, "He's going to dive in. He's going to dive in. Look at him. He's going to dive in. He's going to dive in, and he'll get skinned." Dived in and got skinned, and we're like, "That's the Junior Firpo that we know and love." Other than that, though, I thought it was okay. It was a decent performance from him. Thought Harrison was good, Rodrigo, and Gellart and Sam Greenwood contributed as well. They were really good. Archie Grey, by the way, just remember that name, people. I know all Leeds fans will know, but if you're watching this and you're not a Leeds fan, Archie Grey. Just remember that name. I think he's about 17 years old, 16, 17 years old. But he was, you know, he had that Blackpool defence on toast at times. And, when you consider, yes, it's Blackpool and they're a championship team, but they pretty much had their strong team out, did Blackpool, especially in the first half anyway. They had their strong team out. And Archie Grey was 16, 17, just had them all on toast. It was brilliant. Even when all the youngsters came on in second half, we destroyed them. And I know that sounds like I'm bragging about beating Blackpool, but compared to last season's pre-season, which was absolute, it was a shambles. That last night was better than all the games that we played in pre-season last year. So I'll take it, definitely. It was a good day out as well. Really nice weather. Really enjoyed it. The missus enjoyed it as well. She didn't really know who anyone was or what was going on, but she enjoyed it. And yeah, it was really good just to see how Marsh is wanting to set up. The formation did look like it was changing at various points. I think he set up with a 4-2-2. But then there were times where the player was stretching a bit wide. So whether he actually told them to change to like a 4-2-3-1 or if the game was naturally just spreading more out wide, I don't know. And yeah, it isn't a full team, but Mark Rocker as a new signing looked really good, comfortable on the ball, serious baller. Archie Grey, really up and coming, really good young talent at Leeds United. Just remember him, people, because he will have a bright future. The youngsters that came on did well, obviously. Mateo Joseph scored as well, didn't he? After coming on as a sub. So yeah, really, really impressed with what I saw, people. I must admit. And hopefully the preseason can continue to be as positive and we get some more signings in the door, which leads us on to Charles de Ketteler. This seems to be turning into a little bit of a saga now as well. It seems like every Bitesize Leeds that I'm doing, I'm speaking about Charles de Ketteler. I do apologise if I am like repeating a lot of the same old stuff that I've said, but there's been a bit more of an update. Obviously, I have stated on previous uploads that Leeds have bid higher than the Serie A champions AC Milan. We've bidded about 35 million euros, which was never really confirmed. It was just a story that various outlets were saying. But it has been pretty much confirmed, and it's pretty concrete that Leeds United are preparing a club record fee. Nearly said world record. Nearly said world record fee then. Club record fee of £32 million for Charles de Ketteler. Obviously, as Fabrizio Romano has said, his agent and his people are in talks with AC Milan as they are preparing a second proposal as well. But apparently, they're not prepared to meet the same price that Leeds United are, which I mean is a good thing for us. But as I've said, he has stated that he's adamant that he does not want to join Leeds United. He wants to go to Italy. Whether Orta and Rads and Kinnear can change his mind on that, I don't know. I think if AC Milan are not prepared to cough up the fee that Leeds United are, I do think there's a conversation there to be had with CDK. Promote the benefits of him playing in the Premier League, which is on a global stage, really. It's the best league in the world. Even if it's a Rafa sort of signing where we only have him for maybe 2.5 seasons, 3 seasons, and then he moves on. If we could get even 2 seasons out of CDK, I would be very happy. As I was alluding to earlier, if Patrick Bamford is made of glass again this season, at least if we bring him in, we don't have to rely on Joe Gellart, which I think could hinder his development, because I think if the whole of Leeds have got their hopes and pressurising this young 20-year-old kid, CDK is only young as well. I get that, but he's got experience of playing in the Champions League and in the highest league in Belgium already. So I think he could maybe handle the pressure a little bit better than Joffrey, even though whenever Gellert plays, he does really well. So that could just be a lot of waffle that I've just said there about Gellert, but I am just trying to play like both sides of the coin. I think CDK, as I've said numerous times, would be a great signing. I just think it's going to be a hard sell. And I think we kind of need to get to a point now where if this isn't going to happen, realise it's not going to happen and just move on. You know, there is other targets out there. There's a Damu at Salzburg who personally I wouldn't take. There's Kalimwendo from PSG who I've spoken about previously as well. There was Tate Castellanos, which doesn't look like is happening, but he'd have been perfect. So I just don't like Leeds have got a habit of this, haven't they? Of, you know, with Rodrigo de Paul, with Cunha, we go after these players, we go after them, we go after them, go after them. And then we'll like sign someone that isn't great in like the last few days of the window when we start to panic. Try with this record bid. If it doesn't work and he's adamant he doesn't want to join, move on. Just move on. There's no point in trying to persuade someone that's adamant that they don't want to come. It's like Rafinha with Chelsea. Seems like he's just adamant that he doesn't want to go there and it's just Barcelona that he wants. I could see CDK just staying at Club Bruges, potentially, but if we pull this off, oh my God, what a team we would have, genuinely. I would be buzzing. And if we kept Rafa as well, if we kept Rafinha even just for half the season, bloody hell. That would be unreal. That would be unreal. But anyway, finally on this instalment of Bitesize Leeds, guys, I just thought I'd touch upon something that I think is a bit of an interesting one. Obviously, Carlos Corberan has left Huddersfield. He resigned after just one season there. He did get them to the playoff final, which they lost out to Nottingham Forest. And you know, he did do a really good job at Town. Obviously, didn't get promoted, but you know, he did do a good job there. Previous assistant to Marcelo Bielsa, and it's reported that he's set to return to Leeds as Jesse Marsh's assistant coach. Which, yeah, I am really positive about. If I'm honest, I would take him back. I mean, you do start to question though how much of an impact he really had when he was under Bielsa. Bielsa seemed that stubborn that yeah, he would probably ask his opinion, but I don't think his opinion will have really mattered. If I'm honest with you, whereas I think Marsh would actually try and implement a few of Corberan's ideas. I think Marsh has obviously asked some backroom staff members to come who he's worked with previously as like first team coaches. But I think Corberan would be a really positive assistant, and I think he'll have learnt a lot from Marcelo Bielsa. I know that we're not going to be playing at Bielsa ball, but I still think that there is slight elements to Bielsa's way of playing that could be implemented in a Jesse Marsh system, like the marking, for example, rather than man marking. I know it's zonal marking, but there's still, you know, the high press element to it. There's various tactics that he will have picked up that I'm sure that he used at Huddersfield Town that I'm sure would be a benefit to Leeds as well. Hit me up in the comment section, guys. How would you feel about Corberan returning as assistant coach? If you watched the game against Blackpool, share all of your thoughts on that as well. And give us your thoughts on this ongoing saga with Charles de Ketteler as well. If you've enjoyed this video, guys, please smash the like on the video. Please subscribe if you're brand new as well. I know that there's loads of you that watch that don't subscribe. Please subscribe. It would really help me out. And as I said, share all of your thoughts in the comments. And I will see you in a bit. Cheers.